channel. My channel. My content. My channel. My content. My channel. My content.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Today, Day is Labor Day.
It is. So, holiday today. Hope everybody had enjoyed their long weekend. I got a lot of stuff done over this weekend, but never enough. But I want to do this while I can and say, welcome to Mutation Creations, my channel, my content. Craig and I will be here hosting you guys. Hope we get a few people in the crowd asking some questions, topics in the chat as usual. If it's your first time, welcome. And what else? Let's see if, let's see. Yeah, see, no one does the loud and clear we can see anymore because we're good. It's like we've aced it. We don't need that anymore. So
challenge unlocked.
Like you, oh my God, look who's first. Yeah.
Wow.
Wicked.
Wow. Mr. Capslock Jr.
Yeah, Capslock Jr. Yeah. Well, I had to do it. But yeah, so first is actually Nicholas. He's like, happy Monday, all. My man Ed from the Netherlands. He's number 2. It's probably midnight, 1 o'clock a.m. over where he is. Thanks for tuning in, like always. Thanks for the support. Oh, my man Mike. What's up? Morph Ave.
Mike?
And my Canadian, close, but no cigar, 4th place. Not like you get anything. So you get the same amount of the same things as the top 3. Absolutely nothing. But, my man Dwight's in the house. We have Sophia. Today is Labor Day.
Does anyone know the reference? Put it in chat if you know the reference.
Today is Labor Day. I don't.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've heard it, but it's cool. Today is Labor Day. Today is Labor Day.
Let's see if anyone knows the reference.
It sounds like something that what's his name? What's the comedian? Adam Sandler would say.
Yeah.
It is?
No, it isn't, but it's similar.
Oh, yeah, to me, it's like, I don't know anything about it, but I'm like, today is Labor Day. It sounds like
that's what he would do.
Adam Sandler comes straight to mind when I see Labor Day is Labor Day. Like the Water Boy or something, or one of his like Billy Madison or something. But anyways, we'll see. We'll see down if anyone else can get it because I sure don't. H&B Exotic Reptiles in the house. We got Courtney from Fast and the Furious. Well, there's no just Fast and Furious Reptiles. We got Danny in the house from Pure Python. Grim Reaper in the house. What's up, Paul? 12. What's up, weirdos? You know what? What's really weird is you count. When you come in and you go, 1, 2, 3. You're the weirdo, Chad. Glad you're here.
Andrew got it. Andrew got the reference. Hey, what's up, Heart of the Python?
How you guys doing? What did you guys do this weekend? Andrew, how you doing? Powerhouse in the house. Jen from TJ Hutch Exotics. Jeff's in the house. Baldhead Balls. John from Black Rocks. What's up? Noah's in the house. James B again. How you doing? All City. Got my first lock today. Nothing exciting, but my first animals. I have grown up with them. That's cool. So you're going to make mystic potions. And het red exanthic mystic potions. Is it the Big Bang Theory reference?
Nope.
No. Tire Gods in the house. Strong Band.
It's Strong Bad. It's Strong Bad. That's a reference. So he got it.
Ryan's in the house. Solarzano's in the house. Sweden, bitten by geckos in the house. Hope you're all good. Expo in Sweden this weekend in Malmo. Oh, good. Well, if you're vending, I hope it's a good show. And if you're attending just to look around, I hope it's a good show. And the people that are vending do really well. And, hopefully you get to get a bunch of new people in the hobby over there. And hope everything goes well. Just Incredibles. What's up? How you been? Hope all's well. Happy Monday right back. Kevin's in the house. Sugar Skull. Jimbo from Blade and Axe Reptiles. I celebrated Labor Day. Yeah, I think most of us,
Yep.
I mean, when you're in this industry, no matter what animals, when you have live animals or stuff, you're always working. There's no real day off.
Yep.
What's up, man? So good to see you, even though you're not seeing me. Or can you? Look behind you, Craig.
Doc, are you back there?
What? What's going on, guys? Good to see you, even though you're not seeing me. Or can you? Look behind you, Craig. What's that referring to?
I think he was expecting me to think he was back there. So I did for a second.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Jen says, haven't been able to watch in a few weeks. Are you all settled in? I'm not all settled. I'm settled in, but I'm not. There's a lot of little pieces going on. Like I've got the deck. So all the holes are done. All the thing is ready to start doing the beams and the framing. So hopefully this week the deck will be done. I'm waiting on some contractors to get back to me. But as far as the snakes are in. Wrap production is up and running. Now it's not this weekend. But I'm like, I just sort of give myself another week. Next week I'm culling a rack. So I'll feed that rack off. And then now I've got the new ones that I've held back for the last 3-4 weeks, put them in. So start the new production line of fresh breeder females and males. Jeff's in tomorrow for the week. And I have a new helper that's come in twice and working out great so far. So we'll see. Hopefully they enjoy it and they keep at it. That'll help. But love it here. Like, I just love everything about it. I'm really happy. I'm so glad I did it. And I see little things, progressing. So, by the end of the year, I'm going to be super happy. But thanks for asking. Billy, are you getting familiar with the new area? Yeah. I mean, I'm only about just over 2 hours away from where I used to live. I'm an hour from London, Ontario. I'm about half an hour from Chatham, 15 minutes from Blenheim, 15 minutes from Rodney. So, I mean, it's not like I'm in the middle of nowhere, but just all these small little towns off the highway. I'm an hour from Detroit, an hour from the Sarnia border as well. So it's not like I'm in the middle of nowhere, like, this is crazy, But yeah, besides going a little bit of a drive, I still have everything. Like Walmart's 20 minutes away. All the fast food joints, if I want, are like 12 minutes away that aren't in town here, that are 3-4 minutes. But
did we lose you or did we lose me?
Is it you?
I don't know who it was, me or you. Chat will tell us in about 30 seconds.
But the only thing that's really far is it's about an hour is Costco. That's the only thing. I got to go into London once a month to get my Costco and get all that stuff that I need. But I only do that once a month anyways. I stock up. So, but really happy. Love it. Nikki,
what's up,
how you
Nikki?
guys doing?
Nikki
Irresistible ball pythons in the house. I bought the worst animal on the planet, 4 spiders, but they look amazing. Well, Well, it's not the worst animal on the planet. It's just basically, I mean, if you're talking about the spider gene or actual tarantulas or spiders, jumping spiders, or, you know, I used to have a bunch of tarantulas and they're cool. I didn't really play with them much, or I would say play, but handle them is what's better, the better terminology. You don't play with your snakes, you handle them. Well, whatever. I want to be politically correct or whatever, but here we go. Take it away, Craig. Read this one.
Is it a good idea to put a young, unproven male in with a less important pairing 1 or 2 times before trying to get him in with the girl? Give him a chance to figure things out. What do you think, Billy?
I think, like, if for me, especially new, I mean, I've had success and I haven't, but I think overall, if I have a brand new male, and I've done this in the past and I've spoken about this, I had a male producing sperm, like 600-700 grams. This is great. He's the first in the world. I'm going to put him to this to make and get really ahead of the game and have this amazing stuff. And it's a project I was really in, like the super asphalt stuff down the, back in 2016, 2017. And I took this male and he's like, oh, producing sperm and he's breeding. And I locked him to 3 females and all 3 females slugged out. Now, if I took that male and only bred him to 1 female, I know I have better odds because all that semen's going right into that 1 female instead of 3 sporadically. Now, after that, I've usually, what I've done is I've waited for my male to get about 700 grams or higher, and I put him with 1 female. I get him, even though I want him to go to 10, or whatever the amount, I put him to 1, make sure she ovulates. And then when the eggs come out and they're healthy, not slugs, obviously I keep feeding them while she's building and dropping the eggs. So I keep feeding, even though I'm not pairing them. So if he's eating because he's stopped pairing several months back, he's gaining weight. And as soon as I see eggs and they're viable, now I put him to like 1 or 2 more. And I've had great success instead of trying to put that male to several females. So your young unproven male, if you put him with a less important female, you're putting possible sperm into a female that, like, I would put him with the main focus female first and only. And if he doesn't, then guess what? You're better off doing 1. And then after, like I said, once he's done and you're feeding them for several months and, you're giving them a break. And I've had a first-year male go 4 or 5 females. But that's 1, Then after that, I do another 1 or 2 and then another 1 or 2 later because I breed all year round. But he's going to figure it out with a female. You might as well be the female you want. That's my opinion. How about you, Craig?
I like that. Yeah, I sort of think that there's as much of a chance that, if for one of the things I see with brand new males is sometimes they just don't like a female. Like they'll take to 1 or 2 other ones, but they won't like that one. I would definitely try it with the one. If you could only have 1, what would it be? And try with that one first. And if he doesn't lock, then think about a plan B. But if he does lock, then one of the things I've found is that it does take more locks with 1. Yeah. And so, I would, instead of having him with a bunch of females, I'd put him with just 1.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, I only did that for 1 year when I'm like, oh, let me get this male up to, and then
right.
I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, I do it another way now. I haven't retried it because I failed the first time. I don't want to repeat it because, as you know, you get once a year to do this. So I'm not going to do another time. It's like, oh, I got this male and I'm going to breed it to 3 or 4 females. No, because last time I didn't do great. So I would rather slow and steady wins the race. I'd rather put it to 1 female, make sure I get a valid, an actual clutch that is,
Desirable.
Yeah, not only desirable, that's going to actually, have healthy veins and a nice clutch that I can put in the incubator. And that now this guy is bigger because I've been feeding them over the last couple of months while she was, ovulating and dropping the eggs. That male's, not being bred anymore because I want to see those eggs, and now I'm feeding. So now he's bigger. And guess what? Now we can go to town because now he's good to go. He's a proven breeder now. And now I can put him to 2 or 3 others over the next 6 months. And I've had way better success because that's what I do now. And I'm not changing it because it's like, oh, you know what? Maybe I should try him to 3 females because I didn't have any success. And I don't want to repeat that because I learned the first time. So, other people might say, well, Billy, I have a first-year male and I put him to 5 females and it worked great. Awesome. Good for you. If I do it, I'm not going to sit there and waste 4 or 5 females and get slugs again and a male. I'd rather place my bets on a for sure thing than long shots. But long shots pay off and it's great. But I'm not a gambler as much as I used to be. So,
well, plus, you've had negative consequences
correct.
from overbreeding young males before, and so you learn from it.
Bam! Look at this. I may have a couple breeder females. This year, thank God, I hit a bunch of males, and like I hit, and I believe that I'm keeping one and the other one sold. Pastel OD Enchi Yellow Belly Lightning Pies. So I'm keeping one, and I have the other one. I'm pretty much sold. And of course, you know what it's going to be. He's going to say, hey, Billy, look, I got a clutch, and send me a picture. And my guy's still sitting there in the corner, not doing anything. Because
of course,
you got 2, you sell 1, and they breed, and I'm waiting.
The one you keep doesn't, yeah.
Yeah, it's just how it is, right? It's Murphy's Law. But I do have some breeder females. That's about it. I can take this down now. And I'm going to put up some HP stuff, Husbandry.PRO. So yeah, if you want to message me, I'm working on a huge list. I've been working for the last couple of weeks. I'm going to have a crazy Patreon sale soon. And it's going to be crazy. But yeah, hit me up. And if you're interested in a breeder female, I might have some younger stuff growing up. But I got a shipment going out this month, September, and then I'm going to have another one in November. And those are my next 2. I might have a third, but I have at least 2 shipments going out this year to the U.S. So there you go. Listen to Jen. She knows what's going on.
I'm not in the middle of nowhere. Billy, as Moose wanders behind him on stream.
Oh, boy. The 8-legged freaks.
And a cave gecko.
Cave gecko.
Cool.
Oh, man. Hard to get. Yeah, I used to have, I had Chinese and Japanese cave geckos. Shoot. 1998. I had those guys. They're awesome. Some of the cave gecko stuff, amazing. Gus says, happy Monday. Hope some cool stuff has been hatching for everyone. Noah asks, the best feed ball python. I prefer African soft furs, but I also feed rats once in a while to get a nice, change the diet up, also get some more fat in the system. But I prefer ASFs myself.
In my experience, everybody who uses ASFs prefers ASFs.
Yeah.
And anyone who has the option to do ASFs over rats typically does ASFs. We don't all have the option. I can't do it where I live. So rats is what it is, regardless of what I think might be best.
Well, you could do frozen, but
yeah, that market is developing, and that's being kind. The frozen ASF market is a very developing market.
But I mean, if you ever had some picky feeders and you wanted to have something extra,
that's right.
Especially if you're not allowed to have the live ones, but if you get frozen ones, it just gives you hey, this one hasn't eaten for a couple of weeks or a couple. Let me try a thawed ASF out. It's like bam, at least it gets something in them. It just sucks. That's another thing, Noah. If you got to look to see what your bylaws are in your state or your province or your country, wherever you are. Some allow, some don't, and you really got to be, educate yourself on what you can and what you can't do. So, if everybody could use ASFs, I'm pretty sure it would be the number one. But because some people can't, like Craig, he has to do ASFs. I mean, Norwegians. So the rats.
Yep.
Holy. Daughter starts high school tomorrow. Insane. That's crazy. They grow so fast. Gus said, I tried a young first-time male, Bastavi yellow belly double het monsoon pied times monsoon. 4 eggs, 5 slugs.
Wow.
Crazy. Imagine getting 9. You know what I mean? All 9.
At least you got a good odds there.
4 is better than none. And, now he's a proven breeder. For next year, he's going to be a banger.
Yep.
ASFs for the win. Talon Hawkins from Dragon Ball. How's it going, everybody? Vending my first show this weekend. Well, good luck. Billy, did you check out the crazy paradox ivory I made? No, I didn't. Post it on, send it to me in my, or the link, or just send me, hey, look at my page and I'll look at it on Instagram. And that's one thing, like I'm starting, I posted one today. I'm going to try to post an animal or something. I'm trying to get in. I want to get back into posting daily. I'm going to, if I don't start now, I'm never going to do it, but I'm going to start doing it where, a lot of stuff is I'm a lot better for time management now than I was a week ago, but I still have a long ways because there's a lot of stuff that I still need to do and so many different facets going on, renovating, construction, phone calls, breeding the rats and everything else. So I do go on Facebook and Instagram once in a while when I have a break, but I can't really go through everything. And there's so many, I follow so many people, you see a post and if you're 10 minutes later, it's like 200 posts. You can't, it's crazy. Right. But, Andrew says, I like ASFs for hatchlings, but I do the rats for my breeders. So there you go. So somebody that does things differently, and I like ASFs and even mice hoppers or mouse hoppers to start my ball pythons off compared to small pinky mice. I've always wanted, ASF and mice, and I've had better results. And then you switch them over. Like people are like, oh, if you do that, they'll never switch over. Don't listen to that stuff. ASF
especially the younger they are.
Easier to produce. They smell less. I love mine. Dark Desire in the house. What's going on? Hey, man. Happy long weekend, Pythonosaur. We're all caught up. There we go. Here we are. Let me hit that like button.
Hey, who are you rocking tonight for your shirt there, Billy?
USR. Oh, Boza.
Accidentally muted.
That shirt has that old, remember the affliction, like the UFC affliction?
Yes.
That has that same type of that wicked graphic art, Cool.
I couldn't find this for the longest time. I didn't know where it was, so I hadn't worn it on stream yet. But I am now.
Oh, what's this? So Powerhouse Pythons had a bitter sweet week this week. Hit my first dreamsicle.
Great.
It was the only egg that made it made it the distance. So that's crazy. Enchi Black Pastel Dreamsicle. Unfortunately, it rolled on me before it had its first shed. What? Oh no.
Mm.
So you hit it, and then
But it didn't thrive.
Wow.
Mm.
That sucks, especially when it's your first. Like, oh my God, I hit a dreamsicle. So because there was only one egg that made it, it was probably like a parthogenic clutch or something already. Because if when I have like 6 or 7 eggs and 4 or 5 go bad, usually the 1 or 2 there's always an issue with most of the time. Not all the time, but most of the time I find. So, sorry to hear, man. Jason, how you doing, bro?
What's up, Jason?
The Bosa shirt is fire.
I know. I like it.
It's all the way from Sweden. He's like, man.
Bosa is world famous.
Yeah, thinking it may have been a Partho. Yeah, I had a clutch, 9 eggs, 5 went bad. Like, 2 or 3 had very, bad veins, but I put them in anyways, and I just moved them to the front. I know they go bad, and then I ended up having out of the 9, there was like 6 that were pretty good. The other 3 I knew weren't going to make it. 4 went bad. I was left with 2. And they're both females. They're both Parthos. One's thriving and one isn't. So it's like, So the one that isn't thriving, I'm not even going to bother assist feeding it again. I'm just going to feed it off to the Mexican black king snake. Because it's just, but the other one that is thriving, I'm just going to grow it up and see how it goes, right? But, and when you have animals that, like, obviously I want them all to thrive and I'll do everything. I'll assist feed if I had to. And we've had questions like that. It's like, how long do you assist feed? You can assist feed as long as you want, right?
Yeah.
I've had it where I've assist fed once and it's never missed a meal since. Like, oh, crazy. And then other ones, it's like, every week for like 3 friggin' months. And it's like, come on, dude, eat. Like, you know how to do it. Like, you should have the food response, unless you're really lazy and need me to feed you. And you just got to sit there and say, like, I don't want to sell this animal to somebody because then
for sure
they're going to have to assist feed forever unless it changes over. You just got to make that call. I mean, there's a lot of different other purposes for these animals, especially like I have a lot of people that have snakes and monitors and other reptiles that eat. A ball python or a snake is a part of their natural diet. So they'll call me up and they'll buy a dozen of a certain size. And, of course, they're normals or lower end ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
And most of my spiders, if I have any spiders or something that comes out or animals with a kink, I give them a call. I have a Mexican black king that I feed, a ball python to once a month or so. So, there's other purposes for it, but you really got to realize like, hey, and for me, I know this isn't going to thrive and I don't really have the time to assist feed it all the time because I know if it's a Partho, I'm not going to sell that animal because it's not going to do well. It's not already doing well in my facility. So, if I'd rather it go to a purpose for food to make another animal thrive. So,
I've got a couple that are on and off food all the time, and they're about a third of the weight they should be. And just every once in a while they'll take, and otherwise I have to assist feed. And it's just been a long, slow process. Yeah, you hear crickets in the background there.
Yeah, look at crickets. A couple of weeks ago, remember we had the what are those
cicadas?
The cicadas, yeah, like
yeah.
Holy moly! But no, it's just so tranquil. Like here's the park, right? Like just here's my here's where my deck's going, but this is my view every morning. Not the potty. I'm gonna ask the city if they can put it at the other end, but here's my view. I got no neighbor. So it's just nice and quiet, and I mean, you see the odd person walking their dog or biking, but it's just so tranquil and peaceful, and I'm really happy. Like, I come out here and I'll make a coffee and check on the internet or make a phone call. It's just really I wish I did it sooner, but I'm glad I did it, and excited to see the process along the way. And I am gonna do soon. I'm gonna do a video, yeah, it's been a
So
while.
having that collection in a new environment, in a new space configuration, and with a different sort of help labor situation, how is that changing how you look at your collection right now?
So, we talked about this a bit earlier. When you have like a staff or you have people that do certain roles, you don't really see the scope of what you have or what you're doing or where you're at, because you've dedicated or allocated certain things to certain people. Now, when all those duties are taken back, and you've got to do them all, you see how big it is.
Yes.
And I mean, at the old facility, we used to have 10 racks of ASFs. But I also had Matt and my daughter would come in, and I had the help to do that. Now I'm here and I have 6 racks of ASFs. Okay. And I do that. I did 2 yesterday. I did 2 today. I might do 2 after, or I'll do 2 tomorrow. But I like to get the, I did, so 2. But normally I do like 2 on Saturday and then 4 on Sunday. But I got a lot of other stuff done. So just on that, you see where like that is like, I need, say 6 hours dedicated. And then if I'm pulling out, I got to feed after that. So that's like a 6 to minimum to 8 hour process, just rats pulling, feeding. And then, and that includes like feeding and topping up seed, doing the waters. But on top of that, I got all the adults. So I don't have somebody coming in 3 times a week for 6 hours doing the adults.
Feeding them.
I'm doing it. So I do have someone that started. They've come in twice for 3 hours. So I hope that they enjoy it and they want to keep coming back. I believe that, so far so good. And it really does help. Like you see, it's like, oh, wow, this is even an hour or 2, it really does save, time is time regardless. But I have so many, and I've already downsized, but I definitely want to downsize a lot more. One thing from coming out here, I wanted to break away from the big city. I turned 55. I don't want to retire, but I don't want to be working 16 hours a day every day like I have been for as long as I can remember. So now I just want to get things more on a good schedule. But like you said, moving everything, I got the temps down, I got the airflow, I've got the system, everything sort of where I want it.
Right.
So now it's just getting that schedule. The animals are eating. I've got my rat suppliers 12 minutes away. So now I've got a constant schedule and doing stuff, but it's just trying to get everything, because it's hard. Yeah, it's hard when it's like I got 6 hours to do down there, but I got to do 2 hours of this. So it's just, and it seems like there's always something more to do. And, the other day I'm like, what, let's start. So I started ripping the ceiling off in the kitchen in the hallway, because I need to get at that to run electrical and plumbing to upstairs to the new kitchen that's being built. So, on top of that, I'm doing this. So I got like 10 projects sort of open. And then I've got my facility that I've got to run. And Jeff's coming in. He'll be in tomorrow until Friday. So that way there's a lot of things that if I need help with, or I can, hey, what do you think of this? Or, I can talk to him. And if I have something that needs, 2 people, I've got him to give me a hand to do. But this week, I don't know when I would like to put it up tomorrow, but I don't. It will be up this week or this weekend on Patreon. I am going to probably have several hundred animals up, and the craziest sale I've ever had ever. Because one thing that I want to do is I sort of know what I want in my collection, and I still have almost 25 or 30 racks still. Like, it's not like, oh my God, like, I have a lot. I literally want to have like 20.
But does the collection feel bigger or smaller in the new place?
Good question. I think it feels bigger because of all the hatchlings that I've had in 2025. And as of 2 or 3 weeks ago, I did not list any 2025 animals. I did not put any animals in Husbandry.PRO. I didn't sex them or ID them. Just when I have a clutch, I'm like, oh, special freeway monsoon. Oh, I'm gonna take a picture. It's a male. But it was never put into Husbandry.PRO. So I out of about 80 clutches, I think I got like 40 or 45 that are now on Husbandry.PRO. I believe they're properly ID'd from, I ID'd them. I've sexed them. I've printed out the label, and they're in the system, and the cards are on. So now it doesn't, that's a big thing. And I've posted some.
Yeah.
But now, I've sold a few of those animals, but, normally I would have most of those already up. Half of them would have been sold already. In the last 2-3 months, my goal and my efforts have been, focused on something different. So now I have so much stuff, but being here and seeing what I have access to and how I like taking my time and sitting out here and doing a few little things. I don't want to have as big as a collection, and there's projects that I really want to work. And instead of trying, and I say this to everybody, instead of having a whole bunch of projects that are strong and then some other ones that are weaker, it's hard for me to keep all those projects stronger and stronger when I'm trying to, carry, balance like a juggling act with all this stuff. I want to work with a certain number of projects and really like purchase more animals with genetics to go into those projects to keep it moving instead of trying to have a whole bunch of stuff. But then there's so many projects that, I'm into. I'm like, oh, I can't get rid of this one because it's going into that. And I've got so many like different quads and quints that are like, well, I can't get rid of this because this eventually is going to go twined into these. And then,
or I've got that much into this one. I've been working on this project for 8 years and it's finally ready. And now,
yeah, it's crazy, right? But like, I mean, like one, for
sunk
example,
cost fallacy.
I just hit a female VPI Xanthic enhancer genetic stripe. It's a female. Now, if it was a male, I would definitely keep it because I got tons of, triple visuals and visual double hets. I mean, triple hets and stuff. Mm-hmm. But that female, to me, it's like, I don't really want to work with VPI Xanthic anymore. I'm heavily into the MJ. So there's an animal that I'm going to probably put up for sale because, it's a triple visual and I've got triple hets, breeder. I got proven breeder male and female. I got a couple. I don't really want to work that project. But I mean, here's, I just hit a triple visual. I think it might be the only one in the world. I don't want to be in that project, but I started that in like 2021, or 2020, maybe 2019, raised them up, and I've missed the last few years. I finally hit one, but it was cool to do back then. Now there's so many other cooler projects and things that I can do with the projects I really like,
Right.
compared to like
It's not the way it always is though with
yeah.
because
But I mean,
this game is moving forward so steadily and actually faster and faster.
it's crazy,
And so it's very difficult to make 5-10 year decisions on projects when everything's moving so fast.
Yeah. There's a lot of cool stuff that I'm working on. I hate missing, and I'm like, oh, so guess what? Like, I don't want to sit there and try again and be behind. So, I'm definitely looking to get out of some great projects, just
Sure.
I have too many. So, here's some really good stuff that I want to get out of. And then with that extra money, I'm going to go and really up my game with the ones I really want. Right. So a lot of stuff, and, it's a lot of decisions, and it's like, coming here, and my eyes are open now, because now I'm actually like, I'm opening up. I'm like, what the hell is this? I got to look at the label. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't even know I had this thing. And that's the thing, right? When you have people constantly going in and out of your racks that I see them all, but, I'm not really paying attention when I'm scrolling through 2,000 animals on Husbandry.PRO, but when you actually go and you're cleaning them and adding water and, oh my God, wow, what is this? And oh my God, and it's exciting. That's one thing. It's really giving me, I don't think I lost my passion, but it really, like, oh my God, like,
yeah,
it really, when you get your mitts right into things,
That's
really
right.
like, yeah, I mean, it's, and I like it. Like, I don't want to hire staff to keep, I'm looking for maybe like that one person comes in, that's all. If I lower my collection, I don't want to have a bigger collection, because that's one of the reasons why I'm sort of downsizing, is not to come here and repeat what I did in Toronto.
Right.
I want to downsize, be stronger, work on projects, and get rid of some stuff, so I don't need the staff, because I want to be a part of it. I want to be down there 5-6 hours a day doing this, because this is what I love.
But that's a great exercise for all of us to go through yearly, to go through and just figure out, am I still going to work this project? Am I still going to work this project? And what's my opportunity cost here? What if I could let this go to someone who's working that project, what could I be doing instead?
Yeah. And the funny thing is you're going to kick yourself in the ass for letting too much go or not getting into one. Like, that's just how it is, right? Like, that's what's fun. It's like,
it's this way with guitars. Like, people always regret selling the guitar that they got to get the better guitar, but then they regret selling the
older one. Yeah. I mean, and that's sort of like
the old one gets super valuable, and they're like, oh man, I'd have 50 grand now if I'd kept that thing,
Yeah. But at the same time too, if I sell off a project, yes, I'm losing on that one, but I'm going to be gaining into the one that I'm inserting those funds into. So, yeah. And that's the thing, is with that mindset, yes, I might be getting out of some really key projects, but I'm turning what I really, really want into better stuff. So you're always going to lose, but you're going to gain, right? And that's the thing. That's the way I look at it. So, and I really, at this point, for doing it at this level, so I don't want to be as massive as I am, and I don't want to hire a bunch of people to do that. I like where I'm at. It's just I need to fine tune it some more. So, and like, like I said, I think last week, when you have a bunch of babies, don't wait 6 months to finally ID them, sex them, and put them up for sale.
Right. This is what I do, and I forget what I have.
Yeah. So, I mean, I forgot. Like, I went down there. I mean, because I fed, like I said, I did the rats, so I did all the feeding, all the hatchlings, and I'm like, oh my God, that's right. I got the freeway stranger, the stranger freeway clown, the what I call the hitchhiker, and I'm like, oh my God, I totally forgot I had this thing, right? Because I posted it up, maybe 2-3 months ago. I'm like, wow, I hit it. Look at this guy, the stranger, or the hitchhiker, freeway stranger clown, the hitchhiker. And I went to feed. I'm like, oh my God, look at this thing. This is awesome. So, I got it a little bit of an extra juicier of a rat. Like, I'm going to give you a little bit bigger one because, you're my whole back male. Going to give you a little bit of a bigger one, but it's awesome, that feeling like, oh my God, I forgot about this. So, it's something where now I have I'm going through some stuff and I'm like, wow, what is this? And I got to look and I'm like, wow. So, there's one thing to produce, but now what am I keeping back? What do I need? So I just know that doing what I'm doing is what I want to do now. Because don't forget, I've been doing, 120, this whole time. Now I'm down to about 90, 80 or 90. And I want to stay there, maybe just a little bit lower. And then, next season, because don't forget, I stopped breeding back in June, maybe even before, May, June, I stopped pairing. And for the move. So I wanted to start like a couple weeks ago. I just haven't had the time and so much going on. But within the next 2 weeks or so, I'm going to start ultrasounding and see how my females are and, start the whole new season. But they're settled in. The air's good. They're feeding. Everything's like, it's like I haven't skipped the beat. So now it's just, finding that time to, put those animals. I'm sure there's animals that would have laid if I kept pairing them. I know there's probably 40 or 50 pairings that I missed out. But guess what? They're here. They're settled. They're adjusted. They've eaten. I should have a hell of a season this coming season. So I'm hoping. So
we got a question here from Spicy Noodle Exotics. What's the longest time it took you to get a ball python to start feeding on its own?
I'm going to say like 3 months, 2-3 months. And it's not that often. Like that was it was just like, wow. I know that one of the animals that I really had a hard time with at the old facility, I'm going to say 2015, Super Fire Heck Clown, I think. Super Fire Heck Clown. Could have been Yellow Belly and a few other things, but Super Fire Heck Clown. I would feed it and it would eat no problem. And all of a sudden it couldn't poop. So you'd have to take it and sort of massage it and push it out. And then, I would feed it a really ridiculous small meal. Same thing. It couldn't poop on its own.
Yeah.
And I did that for a while. And then I just gave that. I think, I'm not sure. I think it went to a monitor or something that, but the thing would eat on its own, just couldn't go to the bathroom on its own. But as far as feeding on its own, several months assist feeding. And when you have a small collection, or if it's an animal like, oh my God, it's a world's first, you're not going to sell it. You'll keep doing it because you shouldn't sell an animal that's not thriving or not, I don't want to sell an animal that I have to assist feed every week, right? It's not fair to the new person. But is it worth keeping that animal alive and assist feeding and hopefully it does it on its own? And if not, it's like, hey, guess what? I mean, it's never going to thrive on its own, or I'll sell it to somebody because it has great genetics, but I'm going to let them know, hey, I've assist fed it every week. It eats, it holds it down. It hasn't regurged. The poop's fine. It just hasn't eaten on its own. Do you want it for a discount? And if you want to do that, or just basically use it for some other purpose.
I think a lot of times when we see these underweight animals for sale, and someone might say they've been maintenance feeding, and which is enough of a problem if that's the case. But even if they weren't maintenance feeding, it's probably more likely that the animal's a problem eater. And sometimes I wonder to the degree to which we breed undesirable traits into our animals because we're after the phenotype only. We're after the look, we're after the genes only, and we don't think about the other traits we're perpetuating in our species.
when your animal comes out of the incubator, after it's had its, yolk, it comes out of the egg, had its first shed, okay? Don't wait. Like if it doesn't eat on its own, assist feed within 2 or 3 weeks. You don't want to
Yeah.
you definitely want that animal, because that animal, the yolk, for 2 or 3 weeks, it'll be okay. But if you wait week 4, week 5, week 6, oh no, it hasn't eaten. It should have been assist fed a long time ago. You definitely want to get something much smaller, right? Just to get the food response, just to get something in its stomach. So, that's what pinky mice are great for. Okay, they're not great to start off with, in my opinion, for hatchlings. They're too small.
Too small.
They have no fur. They don't really move around enough to get the snake's attention. That's why hopper mice and ASF is much better, in my opinion. But
Yeah.
pinkies are great because it's small and you can just put it in. Like, you're not trying to get its belly full. Okay,
Right.
a lot of people are trying to assist feed with a normal size prey. Don't do that, because it's very stressful for you and the snake.
Yeah.
Something so small just to get it in, and you want to be able to put it in. And a lot of people, oh, just put the head in, and that's it. I get it. I almost all the way in. I take a little bit of extra time, and I get it all the way in, and I push it in, where sometimes when I pull my finger out, like, I get the teeth on it,
Yeah.
but it goes in, and it's great. And guess what? I know that animal is going to have some sort of food in its system to pass through, and it's not going to be lethargic. It's getting a lot of water and stuff, and
Because that does
nutrients.
not help their feeding response, guys, when they go lethargic because they've missed it
No,
for too long. It
yeah,
becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, and they just can't eat because they don't have the energy to eat.
because I've had some people, it's like, yeah, it's been like 5-6 weeks and it hasn't eaten. Dude, it's a hatchling. Like, yeah, it's not looking good. Well, yeah, because you have a baby and don't give it any formula or breast milk for 6 weeks. The thing's dead.
Yeah.
Of course, it's going to be like dehydrated and lethargic. You need to get that in as soon as possible. And to me, I don't like waiting more than 3 weeks. 3 weeks is my max. Okay, give it a small meal, but for spicy noodle, you could have an animal that you might have to do that for life. Like I know I have a couple shark mouth that are bad. Some are okay that'll still do it, but some of them won't. It's just a choice. Do you want to do that? Is that animal worth for you to assist feed it? And once it gets bigger, you have to assist feed it every 2 weeks. That's because I feed every 2 weeks. Is that animal worth my time to do that? Is it that worth that much for my process to do? And if not, I'm going to have it fed off to another animal that it's part of its diet, right? So I'm still doing something, in my opinion, that's if an animal isn't going to be used or sold and it's no good to anybody, it's good for another animal because it's part of its diet. It's going to at least do something. But some people are like, no, I just feel like that. Then that's on you. I mean,
Just one of the things I always counsel when it comes to assist feeding is to be patient. And I sort of learned patience with carpet pythons, because very young hatchling carpet pythons are it's touch and go getting them to eat. And there's all sorts of tricks to use with the little mice, and, put a quail feather in the mouse's mouth, and there's also, and it takes a long time to do, but you just have to be willing to put in the time. It's not toss and go.
yeah.
There's no huge hurry. If they don't eat today, try again tomorrow, and if they don't eat tomorrow, try again the next day. Just be careful not to overstress the animal by trying to force things too fast. I know. So is that part of the park? Is that part of the park facilities?
Yes, part of the park. So basically, the park, it goes all the way back. I'm right on the corner. So, but Yeah, no, I mean, a lot of even like the guys that are building the deck, they were here all day for a few days, and they just used the very convenient. What's that, Robert? How you doing? Sammy, how you doing? So, how's everything going to
What's
come
up,
up
Sammy?
to Canada? I know you are. I'll see you. I mean, unfortunately, I don't know where you're coming. If you're coming through Detroit or Sarnia, definitely, let me know how you're coming. Because if you're coming through like Niagara Falls, um, you know, and if you're coming through Niagara Falls, it's definitely not on the way. But if you're coming up through Sarnia or Detroit, definitely give me a call, and you can stop in and you can hang out here before you head to Toronto, because I'm right off the highway. So it'd be cool if you can see the new place. I know Brittany from Fire Baby and her friends coming on Friday or Thursday or Friday before the expo. But I'm definitely going to the expo. I'll be walking around with Cleo and talking to some of the dog breeders and
Chris
support
from Fat Man Nation will be up there. Also, Adam from Proper Royals. Adam, by the way.
Oh, he's coming. Cool.
Yeah. And he just shared a video like 5 minutes before we went on air that he lost all his Instagram accounts. So someone brigaded him, and he had like, all told across his multiple accounts, he had like 160 some thousand followers, and they're all suspended. And he's put in an appeal, but usually that's just the same people behind it every time. But so he's working through that. But keep an eye on his YouTube video. Keep an eye on his YouTube channel. By the way, also, since we're talking about Adam, next Tuesday, which is the 9th, I think. Is that right? Yeah. Next Tuesday's, yeah, it's the 9th. On his show, we're gonna announce a bunch of things for Epic and a bunch of cool stuff I've been wanting to announce but can't tell anybody. And so we're gonna announce it on Secrets. Yep, on Tuesday night. So
awesome. What's going on?
RWO in the house.
Mr. Eric, how you doing? 219, Dickie, Adrian. Look at this. Warrior Garden Exotics. I haven't seen this one, I don't think. Welcome.
Yeah. Welcome in.
We have Jim. Math ain't mathin'. Yeah, I mean, I don't do this for the likes or the I mean, I don't even monetize this show. So, I don't do this for likes. I post to and come on here to, help people, educate people, inspire people, hang out. I mean, just because I'm a big breeder and I'm known doesn't mean I don't love talking about snakes. And I mean, that's what I do. I love talking about snakes and hanging out. And you can't just make and breed and sell snakes. Like, you got to interact with people. You got to answer questions and find out. And, you got to, I mean, in my opinion, like, I want to be a part of the community. I want to be in stuff. And when I do have time, like back in the day before I got as big as I was, you'll always see me. Like, people, I come on people's lives. That's when I had when I had a little bit of a life, I would come on. It's like, oh, let me sit down and let me get on a live, and oh my God, Billy's following me. Oh my God. Or, now I wish I had some time. Like, I get some requests to come on Hair Down Fridays. I'm so friggin' tired sometimes and stuff. And there's a whole bunch of other people's like, hey, can you come do this? And I'm like, I'll try to get on, but you'll see me once in a while get on, Snakes and the Fat Man. I mean, I used to come on every other Sunday or whatever. I used to come on for a little bit. I don't have fucking time because I got all this, and it sucks. But this is something that I do. I don't care about the likes. I just hang out with you guys, hopefully inspire people, answer questions, help people, guide people, just, hang out with the cool people. That's why I do this. And hanging out with Craig and having him come on, and we just hang out and just
shoot the shit.
Shoot the shit. Yeah, man. So, but I do appreciate it. But don't do this for likes, man. I just do this to hang out with the cool people. What's this? I recently saw someone use a plastic tampon applicator.
Yeah, I saw this thing too. I was a little befuddled by it. I didn't know if it was a joke or not, and I
I'm not
decided
sure.
it wasn't
I
a
mean, to
joke.
me, okay, like I
Remember
like
the old
putting
pinky pumps, right?
Yeah, even I don't like putting anything fast. I like putting it in, letting it
Yep.
move around, and then I'll push it in a little more, massage the neck. Like it's not something where you just go like this and go like, okay, done. Like it might take me 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to try that one. Me neither. Let's see. Static. What's
So
up?
static.
Oh, you're welcome. You'll have time later. I believe in you. I hope so. I was driving and listening, so I was slacking. Now I'm home. Hit the link. There you go. But yeah, there's and what else is coming up? I mean, just the CRBE, which is not this weekend. It's the weekend of the 13th and the 14th. So not this weekend coming, the following week. We have our CRBE here in Canada, so it'll be cool to see a lot of new people. Like I'll get to finally meet Adam in person, so it'll be cool
Yep.
to see Chris Eaton again, like always. And whoever else is coming, I don't know if Kevin from Sugar Skull and we'll see if the usual suspects are coming with them. I don't know,
Yep.
but it's always good to see people and see the other Canadian breeders and other people from out west. And there's a few people that I've met that are from out west, but they're coming in, so I get to see them again. So yeah, we'll see. And then I know October's the next big show is Tinley in October. There's always a show going on, so I'm sure there's smaller shows going on, but yeah, I just am excited to put up this sale, hopefully get a bunch of animals out of here, downsize. I've already got a rack sold. I got an adult rack and a hatchling rack sold, so they're both half empty. And then I'd like to get rid of a couple more racks, so I got to move some animals in order to do that. But in the next couple of weeks, I'll get back into ultrasounding, so that'll stimulate me like, wow. And, the deck will be done and a few other things. So it's tough when you have so much stuff and but when you start chipping away, then I can, for me, it's not like, okay, now everything's done. I don't have to do anything. That'll never be me. So now it's like when I get a lot of shit off my plate, then I can, okay, let me add ultrasounding into the mix now every 2 weeks, right? So every 2 weeks I do the ones that are building, and then 2 weeks later I do the ones that aren't building. So basically twice a month I ultrasound, but it takes it takes quite a few hours in order to do that.
Yep.
Lindsay, Pico Pythons, how are you? Hope all is well. Happiest of Mondays. So glad to be catching you guys live. Well, thanks for popping in.
Good to see you, Lindsay.
It's been a while.
So more comments about the pinky pump. You hear stories from some of the old timers about using pinky pumps and just sort of forcing the issue and just shooting it into their gut. And there's I think there's a reason you don't hear people talk about doing that anymore. It is dangerous sometimes, assist feeding. If you force the issue, you can sometimes block the airway. So if you do assist feed, you want to make sure that it did take it all the way down, come back and check it often. But yeah, I think there's a reason we don't hear about pinky pumps more often, because I think they stopped using them. I think they're fallen out of favor.
Yeah. So I'm not. It's something where like with like 500-600 animals, I might have to assist feed 5 to 10 maybe. And usually, like if say I have 10, and it's not always at the same time because I sporadic my clutches over. So if I'm doing 3, I might have to do 3 one week and then 2 the next for a couple weeks, then 1, and then like, oh my god, and it's such a thing where it's like it's so exciting. It's like, oh my god, it ate on its own. Like I can take the blue tag off now. So
Yep.
it's another little thing that it's almost like a small little victory that it feels good, and it's
Oh, it's a big deal when they eat for the first time on their own.
and
Oh my gosh, it's a
little things
huge
like
deal.
this, every little facet of this industry, you should like, oh my god, I did it. Like, because if you're afraid to assist feed and you're going to be breeding, it's something that you really need to get a handle on because you will need it at some point.
Yep.
And I mean, even me, I've done it probably hundreds of times over 20 years, with animals like that, every week for months. Like, here you go, here you go. I've done it quite a bit. Even still, I still take my time, and there's no quick and easy way to do it. You got to smaller meal, get it in, you open it up and put the head in, and then you wait, and then you push it in a little, and then you sort of wait, because you'll see the snake sort of like, it's not just going to sit there and go and just, it'll actually, you can actually see it almost like sort of swallow and open up its mouth. Then I push it in a little more and wait, and then I massage it down the neck a little. It just, you'll find your own little way to do it.
Because we're trying to trigger the instinctual feeding behaviors.
Yeah.
And so one of those feeding behaviors is the adjusting the jaw and trying to open wider than they normally would. Another is to get them to swallow, start moving it down, move their muscles to move it down. And so the goal should be to be as minimally invasive as possible to get those behaviors triggered.
Yeah, I like this. This is awesome. I've used the pinky pump. It works for tiny animals, but ball pythons usually handle the whole prey a lot easier.
Right.
Plus, we want to teach them what food is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you give somebody, a liquefied diet and everything's liquefied, and you do that for quite a while, and it's like, hi, here's a piece of steak. They're like, what do I do with this? Like, what do you mean chew it? How do you chew? Like you get the instinctual habit of a food response and it eating, like Craig said, adjusting its mouth, opening wider, using the muscles to bring it down. You can't just like, sure, it's easier, but it's not. It's not going to accomplish the goal that animal needs, and that's food response and being able to eat on its own.
It's like quick, easy, safe. Pick any two.
So what are your thoughts on the less common asphalt ALS combos, Spark, Spectre, and Gravel? So I stayed away from gravel because, I don't want to, possible, yellow belly / asphalt / gravel. I didn't want any of that. And I don't want to make freeways and highways. So that's why gravel isn't in the lineup. I do have Spark and I do have Spectre. Now I have, combo asphalt Sparks, combo asphalt Spectres. Pretty cool. I did those. I've done those for a few years. I just haven't posted. Like I have stuff that I'm like, oh, I forgot I even have these. Like, what the hell is this? I'm like, oh shit. Like, I really need to start posting some stuff. I don't mind it, but I don't know where I'm taking it, right? Because, it's just when you start adding more stuff, it's like, do I really want to take it down this road? Am I really heavily invested in it? No. So why do I have it? And that's just something I got to deal with myself. Is like, do I keep a couple and just fiddle with it? Because they do make some pretty cool animals, but is it my main focus? Like, do I really want to take my super asphalts and mix them into the stuff and take those and make the same combos with different genes? If that's a yes, then keep them. If not, you know, and that's the thing is I have so many different projects that if, you know, it's hard to choose, right? And the thing is,
They're all pretty cool.
I'm choosing them. I have to choose, because
Yeah.
if I don't, I'm never going to get to my goal of downsizing, you know, and then taking, you know, because the more projects I have, the more I have to keep either hitting the odds or investing money to get new genes. And when I miss, keep adding to all those projects to keep them moving up and being relevant. And it's not easy. And I literally, like, I'm 55 this year, still hyper, still have the ADHD. I still, you know, get 6 hours sleep. I'm good to go all day. I want to change for myself. I don't want to be a slave to the snakes anymore. I want to do what I do more lives, have some more time to film. I miss doing some YouTube. I miss doing some stuff, you know. I really want to, you know, sort of wind down. And it's my thoughts is, if I like it, I breed it. If it's something that I want to pursue and add and take it to different levels, then I do it. I don't really, like, I'm still working with some albino stuff. People like, albino, oh my God. It's like, you should see some of the albino stuff I've got. It's like, people come over and go, holy shit, what's that? It's albino combo. It's like, wow. Yeah. You know, and that's the thing. And I bet you there's other people with albino stuff that have stuff that would make me even go, wow, more than the stuff that I've got. Because people are taking something and working with it. And you know, if you just sort of just have stuff just floating around, you're not really concentrating on it. You're just sort of, you know, blah. So if there's stuff that you really, really like, you know, pursue it and then add to it. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I have. It's like, but you know what? If I had Asphalt and Enchi and Orange Dream and Scrambler in this would be crazy. Well, guess what, Billy? Fucking do that. Put some work and time and get it done. You know?
Yep.
Spark is super underrated. Spectre's kind of awesome. NCOG in the house.
Gotta build all evening, huh?
So got to catch the replay. Replay gang.
Good to see you.
When was the last time it ate? How many meals has it had? What are your temps? So I personally really like the Parkways, Super Spectre, and Enchi Super Stripes. Yeah. I know you have Rainbow. Are you still working it though? No. I have a bunch of Rainbow stuff with Austin. And I think we're going to breed it one more year, and he's just going to buy it off of me, or I'll sell the breeders. But the only thing I have left is a Pastel Enchi Rainbow Hypo male. And I think I've got like some Pastel Enchi double het Rainbow Hypo, but not a lot. And like I said, because I you know, sold a lot of that off to Austin and traded some stuff and gave him some of my stuff for some future breeding, because I just didn't want to do with it. I hardly have any tri-stripe stuff left. So my most beautiful animal in my collection is Super Stripe. Awesome. You hit anything crazy since the move? I think I hit I'd have to look. I do have some crazy stuff. I just, like I said, I got to get them posted. I can't really think off the top of my head. But I've only had I've got like 5 clutches in the incubator that have laid here. I just put a clutch away today. Yeah, and I think there's 1 or 2 animals that might still drop. But besides that, I haven't really paired or done anything since, May, June. So I'm going to start ultrasounding in a couple of weeks, or roughly that, like after the CRBE, and then start getting things back in rotation and stuff. So that's where I'm at. But I'm going to throw this up right now where we say, thank you for being, oops, hold on. Let's do this again.
Better fail.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you for being part of tonight's live and the continued love and support, to hang out with Craig and I and everybody here in the chat. But we'll keep going, and then we'll, holy moly. DMJ Reptiles in the house. How you doing?
What's up?
Yeah, nothing that I know of. I mean, there's a few stuff. I got a lot of scrambler stuff that I'm going to start posting, like scrambler combo het clowns, double het hypopide, hypo het pides, scrambler dreamsicle, scrambler labs, scrambler this. I got it as much. I got a lot, and I'm keeping a lot of the stuff, and then whatever else I'm just going to post. But I really like seeing the scrambler in a lot of the different combinations. So it's definitely something I'm glad I did, and I'm very excited to see where it goes, especially in the future. But that's about it. What's the rest of your week look like, Craig?
I'm working on Epic. We've got a bunch of coordination to do this week to get all this stuff, all these sessions done. And so, yeah, we're just heads down. We got until the 27th. Epic is on the 27th. And so we've got a lot of work to do between now and then.
Yes. Sounds
like I said on Tuesday, Beyond Proper Royals live, because we're gonna really announce a bunch of cool stuff.
You're gonna put a post up on your
Yes.
reel? Okay, do that, and then I'll share it as well. And
awesome.
I'm pretty sure I can attend. I'd like to listen myself.
Be awesome.
Yep. Kimballs, what's going on? Belgium in the house. Did you find if mom is a bad eater, does it pass on to the babies or vice versa? Great eaters? You know what? Honestly, I have so many animals, I don't really know. I haven't tracked that. But I mean, it could make sense, but I really can't answer that because I have no, like, it wouldn't surprise me if it did. Like, oh, mom is a bad eater, pass off, but I don't think so. I mean, but I can't really answer that because I haven't really noticed, just like, puzzles are like the meanest animals ever. And or pie.
Confusions don't eat. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Confusion. Like, holy shit. Like, I mean, maybe some do, I don't know. Right. Like,
it's interesting. I can't make a correlation there because I don't, my adults that don't feed well don't breed well either. So I wouldn't know if the trait had passed on.
I have Mojave and Mojave pides. I have Mojave combo pides. I've got a lot of Mojave clowns, but they're also het Ultramel. I've got Mojave Ultramel het clowns. I've got Mojave Kryptons. I don't know. Give me a text. We can chat. Yeah, it's hilarious. Okay. I don't understand why people are dumb. Can't fathom it. So let me just do this quickly. 1 second. Let me, if they can type in Google, there's a thing called Google. And if I go to Morph Mark.
What is this thing? Google?
Yeah. So let's see. Scrambler. Say, I'm just doing this. So I went to Google, Scrambler, ball, python, gene. Ready? Okay. Okay. There's one. And let me just do this again. Hold on a second. Scrambler, ball, python, gene. So just give me a sec, guys. Okay. Now, all I've done, okay, you guys ready? You ready for me? I went to a thing called Google, okay, and I typed in scrambler, ball python, gene. Here's one page that I got. So this is new. So if I go here, share screen, and I'm going to do this. There's a fucking scrambler. Does that look like a normal? There's no alien heads. And remember my new gene back in like 2018 and 19 before I moved? I said, it looks like an Enchi Orange Dream, kinda.
Which is what this looks like.
Scrambler.
Yeah.
Now, if you tell me that looks like a fucking wild caught normal, I'd like to punch you in the fucking face. Okay? Oh, but it looks like it looks like an Enchi, right? But it's not. It looks kind of OD because, you know, look at the highlights. Look at the color. Okay? That's a scrambler. And then if you really, you know what I mean? Like if that doesn't, you know, let's go to the next one. So let me get out of this and let me do this.
Go to Marcus's post.
So I'm going to do this, share screen, and the same thing. This is the second one. You type it in, and it's scrambler, ball python, gene. Oh, request to add new gene scrambler from Mark Mandic, Marcus Jane. Wow, so scrambler. Oh, there's a scrambler. There's an orange dream scrambler. You show me a fucking orange dream that looks anything like that. You can't, because it doesn't look like that. Okay? Orange dream scrambler to orange dream. Look at the difference. Look what he's done. Super orange dream scrambler to super orange dream. Now, a super orange dream. So scrambler is not a gene, right? So why, if scrambler isn't a gene, why are these animals so fucking different? You know, it's just haters. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. Like,
well, it takes a lot of work, and this whole post represents a lot of work. Years of work improving out the gene, and
look at this. You show me an OD pied that comes even close to this.
Yeah, no.
There you go. Like I made a bunch of these OD hypo scrambler pieds.
Yeah.
All high, low white, high patterned. Look at them. Yeah, no, yeah. Scrambler. You show me, like, look at these. Look at these. Look at all the pieds.
But it takes absolutely zero work just to say it's not a gene.
Right.
And so in order to prove it's not a gene, you have to refute all of this.
Of course. And that's the
thing. But they don't.
And I get it. You know what? I mean, you guys can believe what you want. That's cool. You know, don't really care. You know, my animals look awesome. You should see some of the shit I got. And believe me, I've made it a lot in 25 years. I made a lot of these combos. When you add scrambler, holy shit. And guess what? They look great as adults too. So it's hilarious. But anyways, we're almost out of here. There's a few more people. What's going on? Wrong time zone. My man, he's out in Alberta. And by the way, loud and clear. Awesome, Paul. Let's see. Acid confusion is why I asked.
Right.
I have a acid fire enhancer G-stripe heck clown. Fucking never misses a meal.
I have a female confusion, yellow belly, something else that is finally up to 1,200 grams and did not eat well.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I knew I had my new gene because I'm hatching stuff out that was supposed to be dreamsicle, double het dreamsicle.
Yeah.
And I'm looking and I'm like,
watch videos circa 4 years ago.
Yeah, and I'm like, here's a normal. What the fuck is this? Like, is there Enchi in the pairing? That's what I thought. Is there Enchi in the pairing? And he's like, no. And Austin would be like, yeah, fuck, it looks Enchi, but it's not Enchi. And I'm like, well, it's not a normal. And then when I started hatching out some of the pieds, and I'm like, look at the craziness on it. I just called it New Gene, and I held it all back. And then I did sell some stuff. But how do you not see that? Like, do you not know what a fucking wild-caught normal looks like compared to a scrambler? And then breed it into stuff and see what it does. Like, you know, I like all these haters. Oh, there's not. Then don't buy it. Don't work with it. And then when your shit ain't selling in years because everybody wants the nice orange, bright, crazy pattern, awesome fucking full pattern pieds, guess what? Jump on the bandwagon now. Pay more and be behind. Like all these people. Like I'm just like it's just
Talon Hawkins. You gotta see that one.
Let's see.
I just got back on. Why are we looking at a normal?
That's fucking awesome. So, anyways. Oh shit, Mark, how you doing, man? BC Balls, how you doing?
What's up?
How are you? Been a long time since I've been able to catch you live. Hope things are good. How did just water and egg tray experience? I love it, dude. That's all I do now. No, all I do is water an egg tray. I put about 1/4 inch of water, the egg tray, and the eggs right on top. Best thing. It's so easy. I can always tell when there's water. And even with 1/4 inch, I have never had to go and add more water. Never in any of my clutches.
Me neither.
And it's easy. I can see. You know, I just go to the incubator and I can look, and I always see that little 1/4 inch or a little less. But it's not like, oh my God, it's dry. I got to add water. I've never had to do that. There's no more stocking and the mess of the vermiculite and buying it in bulk and then cleaning it all up and getting the shiny shit everywhere. I love it. I think you should make one of your gene example videos about Scrambler. I just don't have enough yet. And I'd like to have a bunch of comparables. But, I mean, what Mark did, fuck, I mean, that's just like, you know, I mean, I've got a lot of it, but not that to explain it. Like, I wish I had like, hey, here's one, here's this, like I used to do. And plus, I need help. I need like Austin to give me a hand and, you know, hey, get the animals, let's do this, and let's like, and then orchestrate it. It'd be hard by myself as someone holding the camera or just me having a camera or a couple angles and me doing it myself. But I'll definitely post. I mean, if you look at some of the Scrambler posts I've got, like the stuff's awesome. Like it really is. So awesome. I just made a bunch of those that are and I got pastel, Enchi, and yellow belly in mine, and that are hex and cinnamon that are heck clown. So I love it. It's awesome. But we are going to do our outro, and we will see you guys next week. Have an awesome week.
Looks like you're about ready to go camping, Billy.
You know, so dark out earlier now, but soon I'll have a little place inside that I can set up. But it's just so nice out. But I'm not doing this in the winter. Hi guys. But anyways, I hope everybody has an amazing week, and keep doing what you're doing. Thanks for popping in, and have a safe week. See you next week.
See you guys.
Here we go.
I channel my content, I'm the man with the morph. Billy Rose in the house, breaking down those doors. Mutation, creation, making waves, that's the norm. With the snakes in my hand, feel the power transform. Yo, it's Billy Rose, let me tell you a tale. From the heart of Canada, where the pythons prevail. Got the rack stack high, morphs that'll make you smile. From clowns to ultra males, I'm running this reptile now. Started from the bottom, now collections elite. Feeding ASF, every snake gets a treat with the community tight. I'm the breeder you seek. Mutation, creation, every day of the week. Social media buzzing, see the followers grow. On YouTube, Instagram, watch the Billy Rose show. The hatchlings to the giants, got the genetics on lock. In the reptile game, I'm the TikTok of the clock. Channel my content, I'm the man with the morph. Billy Rose in the house, breaking down those doors. Mutation, creation, making waves, that's the norm. With the snakes in my hand, feel the power transform. Cold scissors in hand, cutting clutches with flair. Reppin' Toronto, Canada, you know I'm rare. Team Ultra Mel strong.
Team Ultra Mel strong. Not as strong as I used to be. But at any rate, have an awesome night. Great week.
You too, Billy.
Hey guys.
See
We'll talk
everybody.
soon. Don't forget, Tuesday, not this Tuesday, right? Tomorrow.
Week from Tuesday.
A week from Tuesday. Okay, I was going to say, no, Tuesday. I was going to say, tune in Tuesday. I'm like, that's tomorrow. So
Yep.
a week tomorrow.
Yep.
Proper Royals. We'll mention it again for next Monday.
Yep.
But the following Tuesday, September 8th, you got to be there. Proper Royals. Adam and Craig. And get some first released info on Epic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Good night,
Good
guys.
night, everyone. Have fun storming the castle.